Hello YouTube, welcome to another video and welcome to brand new Suzuki 1050 DE. This is going to be a fun one. I've ridden the 650 before, absolutely loved it, love the 650 model, thank you. Nice basic bike, V-twin, reliable, characterful engine, really enjoyed that 650. Great all-rounder bike. 2023, let's take out the 1050 DE. More off-road focused bike. Just going to take her for a ride, see what she's all about, and tell you how she feels to ride. Let's get into it. Okay guys, here we go. Very new bike this. So a huge thank you to Swindon, Blade Swindon. As you can see, they got Triumph, Suzuki, Indian, KTM, Honda. Try and look all the way around the corner, they got everything here. So come down if you want to test out the new bike, guys. This is a brand new bike, they've just got it in on demo. So yeah, if you're interested, this is where you can come and test it. Swindon Blade Motorcycles. So guys, I'm just letting her warm up a little bit. Starting at £13,699 for big adventure bikes. It's sort of at the lower end of the price actually. Price range, you know, if you're comparing it to a GS or a big old multi-strada or KTM, this is a bit of, I wouldn't say bargain, but a good price motorcycle. Competition wise, I personally think this is sort of bang up against the Honda Africa Twin really. Perhaps a little bit lower down on specs, but yeah, we're sort of in comp with the Africa Twin and bikes like that. I want to go straight off the bat. When I rode the old 650 V-Strom, I came into that open-minded, but sort of thinking I've never really liked it, to be honest. A bit down the line, a bit boring, just was never into it. Now bear with me, because I rode that thing and was just mightily impressed, mainly by the V-twin engine and the just bomb-proof reliability of the thing, and also the sort of just all-round capability, just friendly neutralness of the bike. It's just a brilliant, comfortable all-round motorbike. So that's the old 650. Now, top of the range, brand new 2023 1050 DE. The DE is the off-road version, so we've got a 21-inch front wheel, spoked wheels, longer travel suspension, and a sort of gravel mode for off-roading, so a nod towards off-roading. I've actually been looking forward to this for a while. A lot of you, and I can see why, this may seem like a bit of a bland bike. It's not stand out, you know. I think the V-Strom can often fly under the radar, but don't let it get under your radar. It's really worth a ride, and I can already tell jumping on this is a lovely piece of kit. So we've got a near enough 1050cc V-twin with 106 horsepower and 100 newton meters of torque, so not crazy power figures. You're not getting 150 brake horsepower or 140 newton meters of torque. I think it's sensible power figures and realistic for an adventure bike, especially if you want to go off-roading. Immediately I can say this thing is just really comfortable, very easy to ride. I feel immediately completely at home on it. I haven't even been paying attention. I've been talking to you guys, paying attention to what I'm saying, and I just feel completely really confidence inspiring on the bike. And that V-twin, I'm looking forward to opening it up, but it's just an absolute beauty. It's like in the 650, but here we go, bigger, and obviously in this new model more refined and nicer. Lovely light clutch, light gear throw, positive gear throw. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this ride. On top of that, what about the looks? Now this may be split opinion, but I absolutely love the looks of this thing. I love it in the yellow spec. A nice bold move from Suzuki. I think it's fantastic. It's stand out. It's not just a boring motorcycle. You're going to spot this in a crowd. I think it's got great sort of adventure, rugged, utilitarian looks to it as well. I'm a big fan, but that's just personal. I know some of you may not like it at all out there. Right, so far so very good. Riding position really comfortable, nice wide bars. Yeah, feeling very nice. I rode the Africa Twin, Honda Africa Twin the other day just to refresh my memory on it, and that is a very comfortable bike. Really, really comfortable. This is similar to that. It doesn't feel Hello BMW, yes, he's gonna go. This doesn't immediately feel as soft as the Africa Twin. It feels slightly tauter, slightly tighter, slightly more connected to the road actually, which is a good thing, I think. I think the Africa Twin is slightly disconnected. Right, I'm blabbering on. I'm gonna get to know the bike catch up with you in a second. Coming onto a bit faster roads, dual carriageway, which this bike will be used quite a lot on, I reckon. So we got a quick shifter up and down. It's a nice quick shifter. It works well. It's not the smoothest I have ever used, but no complaints, it's positive. So on the dual carriageway going 78 miles an hour, you've got cruise control as standard on this bike. Let's give that a whirl, shall we? So one press, no, you press the right one once, and you press set on the left, and you're off. There you go, finally, cruise control set. Nice and comfortable. I've got a little bit of wind buffering on the top of my head actually from that screen. That is the screen in its highest setting. Right away I'd say I may want to put a little lip on the top of there actually. Wind protection is adequate but not the best in its class, I would say. I'm getting a little bit of wind to my shoulders and the top of my head. There is better wind protection out there, but not bad. It's a very comfortable place to be. Roll on a bit. Plenty of power to bring you up way above legal speed limits, which is nice to know. It's not mega fast when you roll on. It's not like those bigger adventure bikes, the Multistrada, the KTM, even the GS actually. When you roll on it, you start feeling like, oh, this is actually properly quick. It's not like that. It's a nice progressive, friendly power delivery, but plenty there. It never feels strained, the engine at those higher speeds. So far so good with the engine, as expected really. A nice sort of neutral, friendly power delivery with plenty of torquey power there. Know her a bit better now. What's the vibe of the bike? Let's start off with the obvious point, the engine. So it's a nice biggish V-twin. It retains that nice bit of character that you get from a V-twin, which is nice on this ride, because this isn't an overly exciting motorcycle to ride, if I'm being honest. It's really not pushing you to ride quickly. This is more of the overall vibe. Let's go straight into the overall vibes. The overall vibes is very much similar to the Honda Africa Twin actually. Go right here, get some more twisty lanes. Yeah, you've got a nice high up riding position. It's a laid back riding style, very sort of neutral. It's neither pushing you to ride fast or hunt it, but then it's not slow either. It's not just a slow motorbike. It's just really comfortable, torquey, characterful engine. It's just a pleasant ride is what I'm getting from it so far. The handling, okay, you've got the 21-inch up front. You can feel it. People say you can't feel when you have a 21-inch on these modern bikes. I disagree. I think you can feel that larger wheel up the front affecting the handling, but really not a lot. Not for this style of motorcycle either. God, these are rough roads. It just makes the handling nice and neutral, nice and relaxed. It does dip in. It's not agile over the front end, but I'd say it's just perfect for this riding style. Jesus, that's a junction, is it? No. The brakes are good. The front brakes are a standout point. Really nice actually. Tokiko, I believe. But yeah, engine good. I feel like they've ironed out a little bit of the character from that V-twin actually. I would like a little bit, I feel like they've done a great job smoothing it out a bit, but actually I would prefer a little bit more roughness, a bit more character there from the V-twin, but that's alright, there's still plenty there. So as you mentioned, the brakes are actually really good. The front brakes are nice and quite sharp actually. Strong front brakes. Just going around these lanes, just dipping it in and out. It does handle nicely. It's a really just neutral, capable, strong, much like the 650 feeling motorcycle really. Open it up a bit. Quick shifter's lovely. It doesn't egg you. It's got plenty to go, but it's not egging you to chase it out, that V-twin. All of that nice, comfortable, relaxing torque power, just lower down, lower to mid-range in the RPM, and you're just cruising. It's just a really comfortable place to be, high up riding position. You can take on all of the bumps in the road, no problem. A great adventure bike. That's the word, it's an adventure bike, isn't it? And I feel like this bike would be right at home, going on quite a sort of rugged adventure actually. Yeah, that is the vibes I'm getting from it. It feels like quite a utilitarian, rugged, strong, capable motorcycle. That is what you're getting from the V-Strom. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's not trying to be, don't know where I am now. It's not trying to be anything it's not. It's just a fairly simple bike. Got all of the tech you need. It's got a 6-axis IMU, so lean sensitive everything. Got a nice dash actually, nice TFT dash. I'm quite enjoying this as a bike, I must say. I mean, some people will probably not agree, most won't, but I'm actually enjoying this more than the Honda Africa Twin I rode the other day, which is saying something, because that's a good bike. It's one of those bikes you can just enjoy going at any speed, because that character of the engine is just always there. I do like that about those bikes. It's a lovely place. So a few specs for you. Engine, V-twin, exactly 1037cc V-twin with 106 horsepower and 100 newton meters in torque. Meaty, really nice, low to mid-range, usable torque and power. Not exciting, you're not going to want to be revving this thing out and ragging it, but great for adventuring. It just feels like a really strong, reliable, solid and characterful engine. Front suspensions, KYB upside down forks, 43mm, fully adjustable manually on the top of the forks. Suspension's a good point actually. I'm comparing this a lot to the Africa Twin. Of course you can adjust the suspension on both bikes, but straight out of the box it doesn't feel as soft as the Africa Twin. Feels more connected to the road, slightly more fun to ride. You know, that's just my personal opinion and experience from riding the bikes, but yeah, slightly more of an engaging ride than the Africa Twin, which I'm really liking about the V-Strom here. Rear suspension, you've got a KYB again, monoshock, preload adjustable with a little twisty knob on the side of the bike there, which I would think you probably will be if you're getting this bike loading up with panniers, possibly a pillion. Yeah, you can do a little bit of adjustability on the rear suspension there. Brakes. You got twin 310mm discs with 2 radially mounted 4-piston Tokiko calipers. Quite a strong point, as I mentioned earlier. The brakes are a notable point to stand out. They're really nice feeling brakes. On the rear brakes, you've got a single 260mm disc with a 2-piston, again Tokiko, if that's pronounced right, I hope it is, caliper on the rear. Seat height and weight. So wet weight of the bike, get her off the stand, 252 kilograms, so pretty standard in this class, but it's not a light bike, I will say that. Just manually moving it around, it's not a problem, obviously it's possible, but you can feel a slight bit of weight slightly higher up if that's something you're concerned about. Not a problem when you're moving along the road at all, just something to bear in mind if you're manoeuvring in out of the garage with that longer travel suspension on the DE. That weight is slightly higher up, something to consider. Seat height is 880mm. Again, pretty standard for this sort of slightly off-road biased adventure bike. On the higher side of seat height. I'm sort of on my tiptoes, 5'9", 32-inch inseam. Yeah, but quite manageable. Once you're up and riding, it's really nice. High riding position, dominant over traffic, see round corners nicely, very relaxing. Great for just adventure riding, soaking up the scenery and sort of feeling quite rugged. Yeah, you can opt for a low seat height as well if you're slightly shorter in stature, make it easier to reach and seek around. So the big question, let me know in the comment, what do you think of the looks? As I said earlier, I'm a really big fan of the looks. I can definitely see why some people would not like the looks, but yeah, it's completely won me over. It's really standout looking bike, especially in this yellow. You can get it in like the blue and white as well, which apparently they were saying at Blade is a really nice spec. You can also get it in black, which I think looks great. I would personally opt for this yellow option. You do get a lot of looks actually, which is always quite nice. I quite enjoy that. People appreciating your bike, so that's good. 21-inch front, obviously, 18-inch rear, and the nice gold, sort of brass gold rims there with the spoked wheels, of course. Nice options for a rack here for either a top box or strapping a tent, etc. too. And you've also got for your panniers, just you buy the panniers and clip on here. It's not an ugly metal scaffolding rack. Nice system for the panniers on the rear there. Engine protection bars, really solid there. If you come off, they are actually gonna do a good job, which is nice. You're not going to scratch up your bike if you do intend on taking it off-road. Handguards, they're a bit plasticky, they do wobble a bit, but they're actually quite big and do a great job at keeping the wind off of your hands as well. So this bike being the DE model, also it does have some capabilities, off-road capabilities. I'm not going to be going off-road today, it's not my bike, and I'm not a very competent off-road rider, so I can't really give you an accurate review on that, but from What I can say, it feels sort of quite nice, which I think realistically is what most people would use this bike for, is just pulling into a lay-by or a car park like this. And like the old gravel track, let's be honest, you can take most motorbikes on a gravel track, but it feels quite confidence inspiring. Friendly motor, no surprises there, obviously off-road. Yeah, cheers mate, thank you. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but it's just, yeah, it does feel sort of quite comfortable off of the tarmac. Sorry, I can't give you more of a comprehensive view than that, but yeah, feels rugged and easy. So we've got a 20 litre fuel tank, so nice amount for touring. No 30 litre here, I think that would be too big on this bike. A 30 litre, 20 litres plenty. So I think for the price, guys, you're getting some nice options. You're getting the quick shifter up and down as standard, which I'm warming to. I'm actually using it quite a lot on this bike. I didn't think I would, didn't think it's sporty enough, but actually it's just really relaxing to use the quick shifter. It does help a lot. Also, you're getting those engine protection bars, you're getting cruise control as standard, 6-axis IMU. It's quite well kitted out, really sort of, excuse the term, but all you need. It's got a lot of tech, but sort of basic at the same time as well. It's not over cluttered on the dash, it's nice and simple. I feel quite confident on this bike. It's simple, you jump on, I just know where everything is. The switch gear is really easy to use. It's quite refreshing, and because of that, I feel like I want to go sort of exploring, and I feel quite confident in its abilities. It's got plenty to go, but yeah, maybe it's because it's such a brand new bike, but there's not much to be had at the top end. It will keep going, but there's nothing exciting there. So rider modes, you've got gravel, C, B, A being sporty, B being sort of your everyday use, C being wet, and gravel being off-road. You can disable the rear ABS off-road as well if you want to do some skids, etc., which is actually quite a nice feature. Even if you're not that competent off-road, it's nice to turn that off and have a bit of a play. One little bugbear, if that's the correct term, the cruise control button to just activate it, and then you set it on the left, but to activate it is on the right hand side. It's a bit tricky when you're on the throttle to keep a steady throttle and press the activation on the cruise control there. Not a biggie, but I'm sure it's just getting used to it. Little bit of a tricky one there. Just a point as well on these faster roads, I know I said it earlier, but I am getting a fair bit of wind off that screen. The wind protection could do with a little bit of work. It's not bad, but could be better. But other than that, just cruising here, going 79 miles an hour, which is a sensible speed here, no other cars around. Cruise control on, it's a really relaxing place to be. It's a really stable, tall riding position, really nice place to be for those longer rides. The engine's just nice and smooth, ticking over, yeah. Nice point to make for longer trips. So we're coming back into Swindon, Blade Motorcycles now. I'm going to put a little drop of fuel in her, because it's a courteous thing to do for the dealership. Overall, it is as I expected. Nice bike, as I keep on saying, quite reminiscent of the Africa Twin. Nice torquey, characterful engine, high up adventure riding style position. Quite refreshing as well, quite a sort of not too basic, as I was saying, but fairly basic, easy, friendly bike to ride, and just feels really sort of bomb-proof, so to speak. Very sort of neutral, I think, in every aspect, which is not a bad thing to say about a bike. It's just easy to ride, comfortable, and sort of everything you need from a motorcycle, really. If you want a rugged adventure bike, then this is one worth looking at. Many thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well out there. See you in the next video. Ciao Bella.